Hi, on this episode of Growing Crazy with Jeanette, we're going to just reintroduce everybody and see how everyone's doing and talk about the Staghorn fern and the spores and what a bonsai really is. What is the meaning of the word bonsai? Here we go. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Growing Crazy with Jeanette. I'm Jeanette, and I'm crazy. So, yesterday, I did an episode, but it was kind of jerky, and I was feeling my sickness because I'm coming down with something. So, I didn't have very much sleep, and I thought, well, I'll just redo it, and I'll use a steadier hand today, and try to be a little more calm in my voice, and not run through things so fast. So here we go. It's hard for me though, because I get excited and I just get spunky and I can't help it. So I'll do my best. But I have the super steady on the camera, so that should help. So here we go. Okay, we're gonna start with Whisper today. Here's Whisper, my biggest jade bonsai. You know, we should talk about the word bonsai, the origin of it. It comes from Japanese and it means planted in a container. So it doesn't even have to be a tree. I mean, traditionally bonsai are juniper trees, but there are other forms of bonsai. Any small tree has come to been accepted as a bonsai. So anything with a woody stalk would be a tree. And that makes this jade a bonsai. Anyway, it's being sold in the greenhouse at Portraz as a bonsai in the bonsai section. So we both can't be wrong. Anyway, I don't have any traditional bonsai anymore. I don't have any juniper because I didn't do well with them. They just don't like me. I kill them. And so I decided to go with something easier, like jade and Chinese elm. Those are a little easier. So here we have my ancient snake plant. This is my great-grandmother's snake plant. And I call her Josephine in her honor. So she's doing well. She always is. Not a very exciting plant, but she's pretty. Then we have Eve, one of my very many spider plants that I have. Suki, another spider plant. This is Esme. I have to check her level. Oh, she needs water again. You can see because I have a fill line to where I need to keep the water to. And then I cut off some of the end leaves on this guy, Scotty P, to try to get him to come a little more full. He needs to be a little fuller. So he's got new leaves coming out now, right here, all over the place. That's good. But what I did recently, this is Louis. His name is up for to change. I might change his name and have it be something else because I've got a couple of really interesting names. Eliphalet is one of the names that I was thinking of, so I might name him Eliphalet. That's a very old name, very old school. Came up with it through an old history book. Anyway, this is not just dirt in here. This is peat moss, sphagnum peat moss, and perlite. It's a type of stone. And you mix it together, and it makes a nice moist. You spray it down with some water, and you sprinkle your spores that you scrape from your bottom of your staghorn fern onto this mixture, and put a lid on it, or keep it sealed somehow, and then eventually spores will grow. There are spores in here. They're the red area in the very center of what looks like a pile of dirt. But eventually, within about 8 months, maybe less, this will grow and we will have all kinds of babies growing up. And I'll be able to give them away. That's great. It'll eventually look like this. This is Odysseus. He is my giant parent plant. And here's where the spores come from the underside of the leaf. Pretty neat. Those scrape off with a butter knife. You don't even have to use anything. You could use a fingernail and get them off. They come off very easily. Yep, there's a couple there. And I think, yeah, there's a couple more spots on the underside of this. He's an old one. He's an established staghorn fern. And he has two sides to him, which is fascinating to me. Over here, he has a whole new shield growing to protect his roots on that side. And he has a whole other plant coming off of him right here. These are fronds right here. And right there, coming up out. And then we have another side to him. He's so fascinating. And then I have a baby up here. This is Oscar. It's a baby staghorn fern, although it's really hard to see it. Like here's some of him. And in the middle in here, right here, right here, down in the center, that's his home. Then I've got the shamrocks. Those are my dad's from his funeral. Yesterday was his 83rd birthday, if he were still with us. He sadly is not. It's been 17 years. I miss him terribly, but I still have his shamrocks from his funeral. And here they are. And I named them after him, Richard Timothy. That's my daddy. And then Kaya is doing well. My little sprig of ivy that I didn't kill yet, so that's good. Let's zoom in on her a little. Yeah, she looks good. And then I have Shenley in the back here, who has seen better days. He's had more leaves before in the past. So we're going to try to work on him. I've got him in a different spot now, and I'm trying a different watering method. I think I'm just going to water him once a week, like every Saturday instead of twice a week, because he doesn't seem to be doing well when I water him twice a week. So, you know, we experiment and we find out what works. This is another, this is a Chinese elm, actually. There are 3 of them. This one is Lilu, and she's pretty new, and she has a lot of new growth on her. Back here, there's some, and here there's some, and here. Tons of new growth. And that's good, because I had to replant them when they came, because she came in the mail. Her and Jinju, this other one right here. They both have new growth all over them, which is really good. Here's some new growth. It's very tiny. You can hardly even see it. But see that little tiny area right there? There's new growth. And then there's another Fukian tea named Felix, who has a really killer trunk. I love his trunk. It's so curly and curvy. He's neat looking. Fukian tea are harder than they look. They don't tend to like too much water. That's my problem. I keep overwatering my plants because I feel like they need more water and I'm trying to nurture them, but really they need to dry out more and I need to like lay off the water. But I'm learning. Then this is from my friend. This is a friendship plant. This is from Elise. And it's doing well. It's actually got a new leaf growing in the very center there. Tiny little leaf in the middle. Good. That's good. That's progress because I didn't know if I was going to kill it, and I'm glad that I'm not. I'm trying. Then this is the Chinese elm that I said is having problems. This one I just replanted because she needed more perlite in her soil because she wasn't draining very well, and that would have caused her to die. So I had to replant her. Her name is Sigsby. Right now she's got a couple new leaves. but nothing spectacular. Give her about a week and she'll look a lot healthier. They come around pretty quick. She's got new leaves all over the place budding out, so just give it about a week and she'll look better than she does. This is Ariel, my air plant, who looks so neat underneath. I love this plant. This is an epiphyte. It doesn't need soil to grow. It's kind of like the Staghorn fern. They're both epiphytes. They don't need soil. They grow on a rock or on a tree. And this is my burro's tail, which has looked better, but it fell. And so I decided to put it in a container and have it on a shelf instead of hanging. So that won't happen again. This is Lola, my little baby jade. Because the big jade wasn't enough, I wanted to have two. So I'm growing another one. And she looks pretty. And then down here, I've got Bessie, who is a hodgepodge. There's a couple calico in there. And there's a curly orchid cactus right here that you can barely see. These are acorns, and they have still not sprouted. But they will be soon. We've got May, Atreus, and Pinocchio. Atreus, sorry. Anyway, we should be seeing them popping up out of the soil any day now. So we just got to keep our hopes up, and maybe they'll come out of the soil. Then we've got these guys over here who are always doing well. Got my little rope hoya bat down there. And the the walking sticks. And we've got our sticks on fire, that's what they're called. Then back in the back, we've got some curly zigzag cactus and some jade also. Then in here, I've got Fred and Wilma. Wilma is this little tiny plant right there. And Fred is this giant spider plant. So together they do well. I don't know why this little sucker is growing right in here, but it's cute. If you can even see it. It's very tiny. Anyway, this is Seji. She is a jasmine and she was a gift. I'm keeping her up and away from the other plants because as you can see, there's something wrong with her. She came in the mail as a present. This was a Christmas gift from Brian's sister. And I really appreciated getting a jasmine. I thought that was fantastic. But it looks like it has some kind of disease or sickness because the leaves are crumpling up and dying and falling off, or they turn yellow. And I haven't watered it in a couple of days, so there's no reason for it to turn color. I've been very careful with how much I watered this one, so I know it's not overwatering that's causing her problems. And she's got flower buds all over her, but she's not opening either. So we have issues with this guy, or girl, right here. But we'll see what happens. Kind of like a giant science experiment. You know, maybe she'll flower. We don't know. I hope so. And then this is Hazel, a water plant. She's doing well. She's happy. So that's everybody. That is everybody. Forgot to show you Eden right here. But there's Eden. And right here is my doggie. This is Kukla. Hi, Kukla. Thank you. Good girl. Okay, so it was nice seeing you, and I hope that you subscribe and like and tell your friends about me so that I can get more shares and more likes and more subscriptions, because that means I can see you more often, and that would be a good thing. Trust me. So you take care, and you have a good day. Stay healthy. Love ya. Bye.